So the night of the response, it was freezing. It was so cold. I could see my breath. And it was so dark. That's the challenge with the winter deployments. I usually have to go to what we call a rest center. What we provide is temporary support and shelter to people if it's freezing temperatures, to get them off the streets and into a warmer, safer space. But also everything from a hot meal and just a place to rest and to sleep throughout the night. I arrived on site at 7 o'clock. One of the most immediate things I noticed, there was a female service user there. She was already sat down in the corner by herself and really withdrawn. She was around 20 and she had been evicted from her council housing. I didn't actually know what she looked like for a really long time because she had her coat over her head and it was fully zipped up. So not only did she not want to make eye contact with anybody, she pretty much just wanted to be invisible. Not wanting to engage at all with people who were really there to help her, and that's because she simply just didn't trust anyone. And I found that so heartbreaking, but also to just gain her trust was the number one priority. Eventually, after having a little bit of conversation, I offered her a hot meal and she accepted. Sometimes it helps people open up to you more if you share a bit about yourself. And so I was showing her actually pictures of my dog and talking about pets. Eventually, she took her coat off her head completely. So I offered her a fresh change of clothes and a shower. And then by the end of my shift at midnight, I had to say goodbye and she actually started to cry. It was a very emotional goodbye. This was a real reminder for me of how important it is to show up for people when it matters the most. And in a sense that isn't always about doing the really grand heroic acts, it's often doing the really small acts of kindness. Because it makes a huge difference. Crises can be incredibly dehumanizing. People can be in a really difficult emotional state. There is no greater superpower when you're an emergency response officer than creating genuine connections with people when they're most in need.